And welcome back to another episode of Cat's Cut Podcast. We have a very special guest in the house tonight. We have the greatest statistician in all of the world and the man who runs all of BBN, Corey Price. How we doing tonight, fellas?
I'm doing good. That's a great intro. I know, I know, Dylan was your last guest. Those are pretty big shoes to fill, but I'll try my best.
Today is Tuesday, 12/10/2024, and second day of the transfer portal has begun. But before we get into all of that, Corey, let us know a little bit about you and all the listeners.
Um, Born and raised in Louisville. Went to UK. That's right. L's down forever. Um, Graduated in 2008 with a degree in mathematics, and been a fan of UK since as long as I can remember. Since I was a little kid. It's only grown since I've gotten older. And do you want me to go into what I'm doing now, or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I joined Twitter in March of 2009. Matt Jones was telling people to get on Twitter to follow some account that's getting updates on what Cal was doing while he was at Memphis, whether he was going to UK or not. So I joined then, and since then I've just been tweeting stats after games since then. And after the season opener for football in the 2014 season, Susan Lax, who is amazing, she works for UK Athletics. She DM'd me on Twitter and asked if I would help them with their post-game notes for football. So in 2014, I would just send them emails after each game with whatever notes I had. And then starting in 2015, I was lucky enough to get into the press box and work with them after games. I was still like a volunteer. And then starting in 2016, I started getting paid to do it, to help them out with their post-game notes. And then after the 2021 season, a guy, Bob Livesey, was doing stats for Tom Leach and the radio broadcasts for UK football, and he decided to retire. He had done it for like 20 years or something like that. So Brad Tucker, he's the producer of the broadcast. He asked me if I would take over, and I said yes in a heartbeat. Tom started calling games for UK in 1997. I was 12, and back then most of the games weren't on TV. So our best source for the games live was to listen to Tom. So I listened to Tom a lot growing up. So it's pretty crazy that a guy I listened to as a kid, I'm working next to now. This just finished my third season, so it's been amazing. It's a dream, honestly, and I'm looking forward to the fourth season.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Corey, gotta ask, what has been one of the craziest games you've got to sit in the press box and keep stats for?
Oh boy. I really liked the Tennessee game in 2017 because we've only beat them I think 3 times since I've been alive. So that was big. Steven Johnson having that touchdown where he leaped into the end zone. That was amazing. Yeah, that was something else. That's probably one that sticks out the most. I mean, well, the Louisville win in 2022. I know we didn't blow them out or anything, but I mean, it's always awesome when we beat Louisville. I was pretty depressed after the season's game.
I think we all
those
were.
Two, probably, yeah. Those two stick out because it's Tennessee and Louisville.
Yeah, it's always fun to beat the rivals for sure.
No doubt.
Cody, what do you? Oh, I thought you had a question while you was
Oh.
moving that mic.
No.
So Cody, go ahead. You got it.
What do you want me to do?
Oh, I thought you were okay. You
No,
were just
I was just messing with my mic.
messing- okay.
I mean, I can talk.
okay. What? It's up to you, big dog.
Well, here. So, where does the Florida game in 2021 rank?
Oh well, that's another big one too. I think based on where the program's been in the past, I think we're pretty spoiled with what Stoops has done. I mean, we've had many great victories since it's been here. I mean, obviously Florida's huge. I mean, before what 3.5 5 years, 4 or 6 years. I can't sort of keep track now. I was actually in attendance for the game in 2018 when we finally broke the streak. That was probably, as a fan, 9 count of times I was a student. It's probably the best game I've been to as a fan. Was probably 2018 Florida.
Heck yeah. So Corey, when you're up there in the press box, so like before the game, do you get like a certain is there like a game day like snack, like certain drink that you'll drink on a game day, kind of like as a good luck charm, for the Cats? Because I'm a superstitious guy. Like if there's a fit and the Cats win, I'm wearing that fit again the next game day.
Yeah, Christian's never allowed to wear a black jersey to the football game ever again.
I've wore it twice. And it was to the South Carolina game and
the Vandy game. No, Auburn game. No, it was Vandy. It was Vandy.
Yeah, it was Vandy. So, yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
wear it again.
Might want to throw those in the trash. I do wear the same thing. I wear just like the blue like polo type shirt and some khakis. So that's the same thing. Drink wise, actually, I've only drank water since March of 2022. Gave up soft drinks. That's probably a good decision on my part. So drink wise, nothing's changed for me. They do provide a meal up in the press box for all of the press, which is nice. It's free, no, it's snacks per se. They do have cookies. So
I love cookies. Gosh, they're elite.
That's a plus. They're usually pretty stingy on how many you can get, but I try and sneak 2 or 3 sometimes.
Stick one in the back pocket.
Yeah,
I didn't take more than one.
Did they bring you guys any of the soft served ice cream?
Oh
no, that's
no.
Man. I don't know if it's a hot take. I've never had that ice cream at Rub. So yeah.
So good.
It's solid.
I sit in line I went to the women's Louisville game this year. I sit in line for about an hour and a half to get ice cream.
Whew.
Yeah, it was so worth it.
He missed the whole game.
I missed the whole second quarter.
I mean, I do love ice cream, but I don't know if I like it that much.
We were losing, so I was like, I'll go get some ice cream. Maybe we'll start playing better. They provide TVs while you're in line, so you get to watch the game.
And they did start playing better, so maybe you getting in line was the
so maybe
start.
when I if they're not doing good, I'll just go stand in line for ice cream. That's what it is. Christian,
Makes
don't
sense.
Let me forget that.
I got you. If we're ever down at a football game, you're going to get an ice cream. Don't matter if it's -3. You're getting your butt out there.
It don't matter if it's cold. I'm getting ice cream. It don't matter.
So, Corey, what has been like your favorite player to kind of keep to watch and keep stats for?
Well, I guess all time, it's pretty ironic because he's actually tonight in Las Vegas. He's being inducted to the National College Football Hall of Fame. It's Tim Couch, and I was just saying close. He's my hero, my idol. His senior year at Leslie County High School, I was in the 4th grade, and I've followed him ever since. His first year UK, obviously wasn't great because they were running an option offense, which doesn't meet his skill set, and I think he only started like 3 games his freshman year. But 97 and 98, his sophomore and junior year is probably the most obsessed I've been with football, maybe ever. I followed everything he did. Like I said, most of the games weren't on TV, so I had to listen to Tom for most of them. But I mean, the Bama game, 97 was awesome. The Louisville game in 98, where they beat him by 34 points, was awesome. Getting to the Outback Bowl, even though they lost, was a pretty big deal. So Tim, by far, since I kept stats, probably the best one season was probably Lynn Bowden in 2019 because
He was crazy.
it was I mean the opposing team knew what we were doing every play, and he still ran for 6-7 yards a carry. So the season was crazy. Winning the bowl game in the final seconds was awesome.
That Belk Bowl was awesome.
Scoring 2 touchdowns. I was there. Scored twice in the last minute. That's special. So probably since I kept stats, probably Bowden.
Heck yeah. So Lynn Bowden. So you said you got the call, or you started taking stats in 2015, 14.
Started giving them stats via email in 2014. Yep.
And then 15 you were up. Dude, that's awesome. So you've been going at it for 10 years next year.
Yep, it'll be my 4th in the booth with Tom. I've been to every home game since I was a student. So my freshman year was awesome. 04. So it's actually been 21 straight years of going to every home game. So I'm blessed for sure.
Now, when they video Tom, when they like the football game, sometimes are you in that video? Because that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I've noticed you now because I love watching those. Cause I like watching Tom. He don't react a lot, but he gets excited. I like to watch.
I'm in the middle, so it's Tom, then me, and then Jeff is on the far side. They're awesome to work with. Tom is a true pros pro. Jeff is also a pros pro, but he has a lighter side at times. He can be pretty funny off mic. So it's always a great time with him.
Yeah. I don't think people understand how hard of a job that is. I don't know how you guys do it up there in that booth. I've called one game at that stadium, and it was a high school state championship, and it was the hardest thing ever because I could not see. I can't even see at normal high school football stadiums.
Right.
And I don't need glasses. It's just like the reflection off jerseys. But like, dude, it was so hard to see. I don't know how you guys do it.
Which game did you call?
It was Bell County and Cal. It was last year's state championship.
Cal's got the
so good.
Quite the program going on right now. Tom does have binoculars, which he uses most of the time. So that's helps for sure.
A little cheat code.
Hey,
I like it.
You gotta do what you gotta do. That's how.
No doubt.
I probably have to use binoculars too.
We could have used them last Saturday, Cody.
Trying to watch the game. Whose score was that? Carr? No.
Yeah.
If you want to know what we're talking about, we did a live to the Gonzaga game at a church that Christians goes, but then I used to go to it. And we were looking at the projector that the singers look at to know the lyrics to the song. And I'm blind, so I couldn't see it. Because we're on the front stage, and then we had to look all the way back to watch the game. But that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I showed up about 15 minutes late.
So I have an important question for Corey, and this kind of involves Christian. Was you ever a Cleveland Browns fan when they drafted Couch?
I guess I was a Tim Couch fan. I wouldn't say I was a Browns fan.
I'm
per
sorry.
Se.
I'm sorry for what they did to the man. I apologize. I don't remember much of it because during his time, he was actually drafted before I was born, and then.
Oh wow! Thanks for making me feel old. Appreciate
it. No, he was drafted the same year I was born, but I was born like late into that first year.
I mean, people obviously think about the sacks and stuff, but I think people forget that he led them to the playoffs in 2002 in his fourth season. Now, unfortunately, he got hurt, and Kelly Holcomb came in, and Kelly got the starting job from then. But I mean, he took a pretty bad team to the playoffs, which I think is a pretty big deal. And he had two awesome Hail Marys. One against the Saints. I can't remember the second one. But yeah, I mean, in my opinion, based on what he had around him, he had a pretty good 4 years there.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in the later books, like passing yards and touchdowns. Like, I mean, I think he's still top 10, if I'm not mistaken, in passing touchdowns, I want to say. So, and he's still.
I mean, they've had a ton of starters, so it's not that hard to be in the top 10.
Hey, that's just since 99. That's just since 99. Before that, they were actually a competent football team back in the before the move. Yeah. But so what other have been like some of your like just being up there and seeing like certain plays, like ones that are just like sketched in your memories that you're like, I got to see that live. Like just anytime.
Well, I mean, Stevie Got Loose was my senior year at UK. That was awesome because they had beaten us 4 years in a row, and most of those games were blowouts. So I was getting tired of losing to them. Being born and raised in Louisville, I have my family are Cards fans. Some of my best friends are Cards fans. I work with Cards fans. I went to school with Cards fans. So it's everywhere. So that game means the most to me personally. So to beat them when they were top 10 my senior year on the last second touchdown was pretty awesome. I rushed the field. Same year we beat same year we beat number 1 LSU. Once again, I rushed the field. 2010 we beat South Carolina when they were top 10, and first time we beat Steve Spurrier, rushed the field then. 2011. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying that South Carolina game. I still watch it over and over again. I think it's Randall Cobb was. I don't know what he was on that last couple minutes of that game, but
it was our greatest comeback. We're down 18 in the third quarter, and then Hartline got that fourth down pass to Randall. It was awesome. 2011. I wasn't a student, but I was at the game. We beat Tennessee for the first time since I was born. So I rushed the field then too. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate to see a lot of great wins. Since I've been in the booth, the best plays, probably the blocked field goal against Florida in 21 by Wallace was pretty awesome. Like I said, the Stephen Johnson leap for touchdown against Tennessee in 2017 was pretty big. Those two stick out, I would say.
Yeah, me and Cody, we rushed the field on that one, on that Florida game.
It was awesome.
See, me and Cody, we've been splitting on season tickets since 2021. And I think this year was the first year I did miss a game. Never mind. Yeah, I missed the Louisville game.
You didn't miss much.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
Yeah.
I rushed the field on that one, too.
For other reasons.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But speaking of football, Corey, what do you think the state of Kentucky football is right now, and how do you think that they can progress this program as it is right now?
I mean, a lot of fans are distraught, obviously. I mean, no one wants to go 4-8, especially with what we've done, going to 8 straight bowl games. At the time was the 4th longest active streak in the SEC. Obviously, that streak's gone now. But I think Stoops and the staff may have lost the locker room this year. It's pretty clear the last game of the year when we have a lineman go to the concession stand in the middle of the game. It's a pretty clear sign that he's lost part or all of the team. Honestly, it's pretty embarrassing. So I think there's some kind of discipline culture issue going on. Once the ball gets rolling down the hill, it's hard to stop it from rolling. So hoping they would make some changes in the coaching staff or something. There's only been one change, the wide receiver coach.
I'm waiting on another one to be fired.
Oh, okay.
Not Mark. No. There's a coach. Right. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Surprised he's not done it yet. I'm a little upset that he hasn't, but that's fine.
So I mean, it's hard for fans to think that things are going to get better when things are pretty much staying the same next year. I mean, obviously we got 19 or 20 guys in the portal right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And 19 or 20, which I think is tied for the second most among schools in the SEC. When you go 4-8, guys are going to want to leave, so I don't fully blame them. A lot of them are guys that weren't going to get a lot of playing time anyways, so not going to hurt too much. Obviously, we lost some key. I mean, losing Dane and Barron are pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to go in the portal and find some receiver. I'm glad Macklin stayed. I'm assuming he decided to stay after he found out that Dane and Brown were leaving. But
for sure,
he was severely underused. You saw in the Louisville game what he can do. So
see, I think
it's tough.
Oh, my bad. I think
it's tough.
I think Macklin's been probably I think he's the best route runner that we had on the team last year. And I know
he's got route runner in his Twitter handle, so I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just like the way he cuts and the way he can just throw off DBs, and I just don't feel like they gave him enough looks. I mean, I don't know if that was necessarily just like the play design. It was supposed to go to somebody else, or,
yeah,
I don't know if it just got kind of lost in the mix on that. But I like the way he runs routes.
He had 13 catches in 12 games, which to me is uncalled for. He should have
crime.
Agreed.
way more than that.
Well, some games I felt like I didn't even see him on the field half the time. That could have been me not even paying attention. Probably was because I wasn't paying attention. I was more worried about was mad, but
yeah.
but no, I felt like he should have got a lot more looks. I felt like your offense kind of revolved around a little bit too much of Key and Brown, a little bit too much, but I mean, again,
and then the play of Brock was not what we wanted. Obviously, throwing Cutter in late in the season, probably not fair to him, but they're trying something new, something different. Cutter didn't look, in my opinion, didn't look that great. He's got arm talent, but he got more than arm talent to be a great QB,
exactly.
Especially against the teams we play.
Yeah, and I think they kind of rushed it on the Cutter thing. Like, I don't think he's even supposed to even touch a field till like next year, and he kind of just got because Wimsatt wasn't what we thought, and then Brock wasn't what we thought either. So
yeah, we big swing and miss in the portal with those two guys.
Yeah, like I mean, the past year, I mean, some of your bigger guys, I mean, miss on Brock, miss on Chip Trainum. I mean, didn't really get to play. I mean, some of that was due to injury, and then I don't know how much of that was like late in the year. But then he hits the portal. Still don't know who else is going to hit because I think people can still enter the portal up till like a certain date, right?
I believe so. Yes.
I can't remember when that is, but
I don't know the exact date. No.
What you over laughing at, Cody?
Nothing. I was this thing. It's about Stoops. So I was just I'm not going to read it out loud. But sorry.
Okay.
Get sidetracked a little bit.
But aside from the offensive line, what do you think that Kentucky should address second most in this offseason?
I mean, there's more than one. I mean, definitely quarterback. I mean, we did sign two guys in this class, but they're going to be true freshmen. So I don't, obviously I would prefer they wait a year or two, develop. I know Stone Saunders broke a bunch of records in his state, but I think he's a little undersized. He probably needs a year or two to bulk up. Cutter, like I said, he's got arm talent. I hope we can find someone in the portal that's better than him, and maybe have Cutter be a backup again.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, receiver losing Kean Brown, and Brown Stevens. So, I'd like to get some people there.
There's a lot of good wide receivers in the portal that you can go get and spend on. Also, talk about quarterback. Destin Wade's back in the portal. So you never.
He's coming home.
He's
coming home.
He better
baby.
not be
No.
coming home. But there's some good quarterbacks that you could throw in there. I know FIU's quarterbacks in the portal. I feel like that would be. I didn't know.
Tulane's QB's in the portal, yeah.
Duke's quarterbacks in the portal. I think that would be really good.
I want him.
I'm looking at it.
Any
I'm looking
count.
right now. I think that Auburn and Miami are already talking to him big. So, which I could
No
see him
shot,
going to Miami. Yeah.
yeah.
The question is, can you root for a former Duke player?
I can.
That's the question. You
Well,
can.
football. It's
If
football, though.
No, I don't like Duke in general. Don't matter what you play.
Well, I mean,
for.
it's more acceptable in football than it would be basketball.
Well, see, I would in basketball if you change your colors for the good. Yeah, I'll root you
true.
on.
That blue and white does wash away.
It's fair.
It does.
So,
It's fair.
No, you definitely have got. I think you're besides offensive line. I think that linebacker and corner are your two positions you got to go after. I feel like you're going to get your running back. I would really like the guy to Louisiana Monroe. He's got 3 years left. Would be a good guy you could develop. And I feel like we've got a good running back coach. I feel like he's which I know we've not had a really good running back like developed wise since Rodriguez, and I know that was just a couple years ago. But I think you got to go get your running back that can run downhill, run down your throat, and not give a crap about you that he's going to hurt you.
So, what do you guys think about going back to the wishbone?
Okay, Dudley.
No.
No wishbone.
I was gonna like make a tweet and see how many people thought I was gonna be serious about it. How they should go back to like running Wildcat and just strict wishbone, not throw a pass the whole game.
Now, if you got a guy like Lynn Bowden or like Benny Snell or like Rodriguez, run the Wildcat because they're not going to do nothing with you. But
Well, we gotta have a line too.
yeah.
That's a big spot.
That tends to help, yes, for sure.
Now, do you think, Corey? I know that you, which obviously I have. I don't know if Christian watch a lot because he used to be a Buckeyes fan, but we're not going to talk
Oh,
about that.
that's
When I was real young,
You're well, Corey. I got him back. It's all right. We're good. I got him back to being a cat. We're
no, I can tell you
No.
why. I'll tell you after the podcast why I came back.
But you watch Randall Cobb. We've watched Lynn Bowden. Do you think we're going to see another guy like that anytime soon that can be that kind of player? I know them two are rare players that you see.
right.
And those guys are close, like they live. They're one like Randall was in Alcoa, and then Lynn, I forget where at in Ohio. But do you think we'll see somebody like that?
It's a great question. Those guys don't come around often. Randall could do QB, running back, receiver, kick return, punt return, and Lim is
punter.
Yeah, well, not about that, but
I'm just,
Lim is pretty the same thing. It might be a while. I'm trying to think if anyone in this class is kind of like that to be signed. I don't think so. Like I said, we're pretty spoiled to have those two in span of about 10 years. It might be 10 years or longer before we have guys like that again.
Yeah. I feel like having some guy like that would be really good for this program to get everybody excited again. But I think it's going to be a couple years before we're actually like.
Well, actually, the kid from Bull County,
Yep.
Quisenberry.
Montaven? Yeah, Quisenberry.
Montaven Quisenberry, yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I actually got the call.
He might be like that.
See, I got to call a game with him in high school. He used to go to Garrett County, and he ran a lot of the QB, and they did you just couldn't stop him. He'd go in there and run Wildcat pretty much.
Do you think that Wandale could have been that kind of player if he was at Kentucky 4 years?
I mean, he was that guy for 1 year, so I'm not sure if he did the other 3 years. And Quisenberry's about the same size, I think, as Wandale, so I think there'll probably be a lot of comparisons between those two. And I mean, if he has half the year that Wandale had, we'll be pretty well off.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Wandale's year, he went crazy that year. I mean, it was like he was going for $120 every game, easy.
Yeah.
I just remember that press conference. Florida's coach at the time, I can't think of his name. It was the year we beat him in 2021. Who was that head coach for Florida? I can't think of his name. Coached at Mississippi State with Dak. Well, you all know who. Dan
Mullen?
Yeah, Dan Mullen, yep. I remember his press conference before the game. I'm pretty sure he said something like, somebody asked him about Wandale, and he went, who? And then Wandale scored that first touchdown.
Yeah.
The way he did, and then, yeah. That was a pretty cool moment. And then obviously we ended up winning the game, which made it even better. But Wandale, I think didn't he break some records that year? If I'm not mistaken.
Single season, right?
Single season receptions and yards. Yep.
That's crazy.
He had 104 or so receptions, somewhere around there.
That's crazy.
So
yeah,
who is one guy? We'll not count this year because there was a bunch of guys that you thought were going to be just top tier athletes or players for Kentucky, and just never lived up to that hype. We'll just discount this year, just not even count this past year.
Matt Elam was pretty hyped, pretty hyped up coming into UK. He did okay. But I think he played all 4 years, but I mean, not near the level of what the hype was. That's probably the one that comes to mind. Is probably him. On offense, maybe. That's a tough one. Maybe Devin. I don't know. Maybe Devin. I mean, Larry was still pretty good.
Yeah.
But I felt he could have done a little better. I mean, maybe because of the line we had. Could be a reason why, but Larry stands out for me.
Yeah, I mean, I look back at the stats, and I really didn't realize what kind of year Leary had. I mean, stat-wise, he looked like he had a pretty good season. Because I think he had 29 touchdowns and a little bit over 3,000 yards passing. But, I mean, honestly, I think we could have got Ray Davis more touches.
Well, I mean, Ray scored 20 touchdowns. I don't know if we got more touches, but
I mean, we should have force-fed him. 100 touches a game. What do you think?
Okay.
And
every down, just hand it off to Ray.
And just to clarify, Larry didn't get 3,000 yards. The last time we had a 3,000 yard passer was Mike Hartline in 2010. So it has been a while.
Now I'm telling you, I would root for that guy to be our quarterback's coach. I ain't gonna lie. And his
Mike?
brother, Mike.
Yeah.
And I think his brother would be a good OC. Because he's the assistant coach.
He's the
co-offensive coordinator.
He's the wide receivers coach.
Wide receivers coach.
Coach.
I mean, we need that. I mean,
right.
We need that. But.
It's not a bad idea. Brian's definitely been a coach for a long time. Coach at a pretty, obviously a very good program. So
yeah,
it's not crazy.
And he was a pretty good receiver too in the NFL with the Dolphins. Not so much with the Browns.
I've also heard a lot of Jeff Badette and Garrett Johnson wanting to come back.
Well, I love those guys. They were great while they were here, but I prefer that my coaches have some experience
agree.
before they come here. So
Let me tell you, them two, I love watching them guys too. They're one of the two of the most underrated receivers Kentucky's had. I hate that Badette went to Oklahoma, but
yeah, I mean, I would argue Garrett Johnson's probably the most underrated receiver we've ever had. I mean,
I agree.
I think he's top. I'm pretty sure he's top 5, if not top 10, in every major stat at UK. And it was, it was kind of early in Soup's era when we were winning, but not winning, 10 games. So
yeah,
I think he's overlooked. I think.
Which I think Badette going to Oklahoma kind of helped him out a little bit. He did go to Oklahoma, right? I am saying that
yes.
correct.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I hate that he left because he was really good, but that helped again. Like I said, it helped him out. But Johnson,
Badette was probably our best deep threat. I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stoops.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you could put together one offense in Kentucky let's just say since you graduated,
Mm.
you don't have to, unless you want to do O-line, you don't have to do O-line, but we'll do like quarterback, running back. We'll do 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a tight end. Who you running out there?
So since 2008, I would go quarterback, Mike Hartline, running backs, Benny Snell and Chris Rodriguez. Wide receivers, Randall Cobb and Garrett Johnson. Tight end, CJ Conrad. Lineman, probably Drake Jackson, Landon Young, Logan Stenberg, Darren Kennard, and George Asafo Ajay. Is that his name?
Yes.
Ajay.
I'll be honest. I can't
that offensive line he just named was, oh my gosh. Okay, what an offensive line.
Yeah.
See, I can barely pronounce my own name, so I'm not even gonna try to correct anything anybody ever says reading names, because they had it when. So I have another podcast called Down with the Browns, and there was one episode where one guy had a segment where he had me just read off names and try to pronounce them. was not a pretty segment for me.
That's not very nice.
It was pretty funny though. It was funny. Yeah, that was rough. But
Oh god.
but yeah, I mean, this offseason, I think they're trying to get out all of the bad out of the locker room. I mean, Stoops said that at a press conference. They're going to try to get guys that actually want to play football instead of, the flashy stuff. What is your ideal type of, like, what's your ideal quarterback coming in if you had to get one out of the portal? What are the characteristics that you would like to see in a quarterback?
I mean, a dual threat, obviously. I think Bush likes a QB that can get a few first downs each game with their legs. And honestly, Brock, and at least in that sense, I think Brock got a couple first downs each game with his legs. Wish he was better at throwing, but once again, that might be partial because of the lack of talent at the line position. So honestly, I mean, probably just a better version of Brock. Honestly, I think Brock's the right type. He just didn't pan out. I don't follow the portal too closely, so I don't know if there's a Brock type guy out there. You all might know, but
well, there's a guy that
someone like Brock.
His name's Mean Bean Cody Green. He's a little bit taller than Brock. He's got all 4 years of eligibility left. Yeah. He's about 6'4", 6'5", somewhere in there, and he runs a 3.4 40.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for a call. I mean, not me. Opposite.
Yeah. I mean, he's quick.
Yeah, super quick. Light on my feet.
I mean, some say he doesn't even run.
You
might
see me
be
run
getting
around the
involved.
world? You see me do it again?
Should
Wow.
yeah, I mean, no, but I mean, Cody did. He used to play. He used to play tight end back in
Used
high
to.
school.
Yeah.
He was pretty solid.
Yeah. It's
Cody's-
okay.
Yeah, I mean, he was one call away from the league.
It's just one.
Just one.
Which league?
All of
Not
them.
the good one.
Okay.
Yeah, the league on my computer is what I was.
Oh,
Yeah, that league.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man.
Are you
So Corey, so with this basketball team, we'll transition to that a little bit. So, what are your thoughts on Mark Pope?
I think like a lot of fans, I was a little skeptical when when he was first hired, because not a whole lot of. I mean, he got to the tournament a couple of times, but he had one in March, so that was a little concerning. But after some thought, I mean, obviously having a former player is awesome, who won a title, probably one of the best teams that's ever been in school's history. I just the fire he has, the emotion, the passion, how he connects to the fan base. Honestly, I don't think Mitch could have hired a better guy. And up until now, I mean, also had that bad game against Clemson. But other than that, I mean, can't really ask for a much better start. Beating Duke and Gonzaga. The style they play, fast paced, shooting a lot of threes. Pope actually wishes they shot even more threes, which is pretty awesome. They're just so fun to watch. They seem to be unselfish and play for each other. It's it's refreshing from what we saw the last few seasons at the end of the Cal era. It kind of feels like the mid to late '90s again, which was a fun time to watch. Obviously, he's got to keep winning. If he starts to lose, obviously some of that will wear off. But at the pace he's at right now, doesn't get much better.
Yeah, I mean Pope. I mean the way he's just brought in this team all out of the portal, pretty much. I mean, few freshmen that came in, but I mean the way he put this team together and the way they're already balling together, full new team, pretty much. Well, I mean, except one person. I mean, entirely new squad, and they're 8-1. Huge win Saturday versus Gonzaga. They play Colgate tomorrow. Looking possibly going to 9 or possibly 10-1. I think we go 10-1.
Yeah, we can play
But-
two places this week.
Yeah, I'm more of a Crest guy. I said that yesterday. But but yeah, I mean, I like the way he coaches, and like you said, the fire and the passion he has, because it felt like that for a minute. I mean, it was just like we were an NBA prep school, just pumping guys into the league.
Yeah.
And I mean, Cal didn't. I mean, he could have had it showing it, but he didn't show that type of passion late in his tenure here. Kind of complacent, it felt like at times. So we just needed something new, something fresh, and we definitely had that with Pope.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. And it feels like we've got the old Kentucky back, if that makes sense, like old school basketball. Like I remember I went going to the press conference and you're seeing like grown men crying because of Mark Pope. It was awesome. That's when I knew. I was like, we're back, baby.
So were you ever up for his first thing where there's like 20,000 people there?
Yep.
Were you
Yeah,
that
we
one?
pulled
me too.
up. It was
That's
crazy.
been nice. Would love to have been there.
It was very nice.
Yeah, me and my future father-in-law, we just like last second decided to go, and we pulled up, and I wasn't expecting that many people to be there, and we're like seeing people flooding the Rupp, and you're
Yeah,
like, what's going on here?
It was surreal. I don't think there probably will never be anything truly like that ever again. I mean, that many people just to see him for a press conference is, insane.
Yeah,
Uh,
imagine what a national
uh,
championship will look like.
oh yeah.
Oh,
That's why Trent's wearing 9. He wants to win 9. So
Be crazy.
yeah,
That would be nuts.
now I don't know if Butler's out tomorrow. I'm thinking maybe, but I'm kind of excited to see Travis play a little bit, just to see what he's really made of. I know he's going to get some time. I know Jackson will probably start point, and I assume Brea will probably get the shooting guard starting spot for tomorrow, but which I've not seen the roster.
yeah. I mean, there's no reason why Perry shouldn't get a lot of minutes. I mean, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it shouldn't be a tough game. So
Yeah,
because of that, I would probably say Mark would be cautious and not play Butler and save him for Saturday. So I even hope that Trent gets some playing time too.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah, and that lineup's gonna be pretty big. I mean Jackson's 6'6", Kobe Bryant 6'6", Oweh's 6'4", and then you got Carr and Williams, and they're both 6'11". So I mean that's gonna be a pretty big lineup.
Kind of reminds me of the 2015 team. I think.
Yeah, with the
Like
Harrison twins.
I think every starter was. I think it was 6'6". I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
That team.
and they could all shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Everyone besides maybe one person.
Cauley Stein. He really wasn't that great.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Willie was a shooter.
Yeah,
He's more of a
he was a dunk it and put you on the court
He was
and
the
run away
enforcer
and
down
laugh
low.
at you. Yeah,
Well, it's a little concerning. The first 5 games we were on fire from 3. I think we averaged like 12 or 13 a game. But the last 4, I think we're only averaging like 7 or 8, and we're shooting like 30%. So it's a little concerning. But I mean, we've only lost one of those 4 games. So I guess they're finding other ways to score. But I would like that percentage to go up. Closer to like 37, 38%.
So
Hopefully.
Corey, the other day Cody came up with a new nickname for Mark Pope. Are you ready for this? Somebody actually left it in the comments.
what did I say? Somebody left it in the comments.
March Pope.
Pope.
What do you think about it?
It's okay. Like we haven't gotten there yet, so let's be patient. Said that he didn't really do well in March at his previous two stops, so let's just wait. Let's wait.
Now, if we end up getting to the national championship this year, we're going to make T-shirts that say March Pope.
Yeah,
It's going to be him, and it's going to say it up top. I think he deserves that T-shirt.
So what do you
that will
think?
sell like hotcakes.
What do you think about Cody getting a March Pope tattoo if we win a national championship?
Right on the face. Right here.
Like right under
like a Mike Tyson type thing.
Yeah,
I'm going to have March on this side and then Pope on this side.
it's gonna be like eye black. It's just gonna be like
Exactly. I'm
Uh,
glow in the dark too.
Yeah, that would be something. I personally wouldn't do it, but hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
nobody ever does that. That is
Tyson did it right.
Yeah.
well. Wait, I wish it would say Mark, but never mind.
That's funny.
Mark,
No, but if I made a bet on here that if Kentucky only loses 2 games this entire season, I have to get a Mark Pope tattoo.
Well, we're already halfway there, and we haven't started the conference slate, which is probably the toughest that the SEC's probably ever been. So,
Yeah,
I think your
yeah.
tattoo bet's pretty safe.
I hope so. My luck, I'll have to get it.
You hope so, actually.
Oh, Corey.
Yeah.
I like it. I like that. That's good.
Yeah.
Solid.
I try.
But
I thought you were going to bring up my picture.
oh yes, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
let me
I
get-
was now. I've seen the baby picture. I have not seen the big picture that he put on there. I've never seen that. I'm pretty
It
sure I've
is a
seen the other
classic.
one though.
Let me see if I can get it on here real quick for the viewers.
So the
You can go
one,
ahead and explain it.
the one of me when I was a kid. So the one of me was a kid. It was a Christmas decoration I made at school. I think I was first grade. So Christmas of '92, I want to say. So pretty old school. And then I don't know if you get the other one, but 2020 during COVID, I had to work from home, and those first few months, obviously they didn't want us going out to do a lot of things, so I was at home pretty much the whole time. So I wasn't gonna like be around other people a whole lot. So I decided to not shave my mustache. So for 4 months, from March of 2020 to July of 2020, I didn't shave it at all. So if you get the picture up, that's the end result of me not shaving my mustache for 4 months. In July, I was like, it was just fun, but I can't take it anymore. So shaved it off, and I'll never have it like that again. But it's a pretty cool 4 months.
Trying to get my mustache to be fuller. I'm gonna get one of them derma rollers. I'm gonna see if that works. Get some
Yeah,
beard
yeah.
oil, maybe see if I can get the beard growing. You know, I don't know. I
I'll
would love
stop
the
trying.
mustache to be thick.
I can't grow.
But
facial
I got a
hair.
couple patchy spots. I can grow a beard, just have a couple patchy spots. I just don't ever let it get out.
Yeah, if I let it go, it'll grow for sure. But I try and shave once a week, so a week's worth of growing is about as much as I'll get from now on.
Yeah, I need to have one of those mustaches where it curls right here.
There it is.
That is that
I love it.
that is glorious right there.
With that stash.
And
That was-
also, if you can't tell, I also let my hair grow too. It's
Yes.
pretty poofy thing too. So
You know, you could be a Bob Ross. I could see you
Oh.
painting
it
at that
definitely
time.
looked Bob Ross-esque.
I like
Have y'all seen the Princess Bride? That film?
I know what you're talking about, but I've never watched it.
You guys are too young. Well, there's a character on there that I look just like.
How old do you think me and Christian are?
Christian Selling, 20. One of you's 23. Is that right? Or no?
I just turned 25. Last month.
25. Okay. So young.
And Cody's.
How old are you, Cody?
How old do you think I am?
23.
Gosh, right on the dot. That was perfect.
Well, Christian told me before
Oh,
we got on here, so
wow.
that's why.
I was seeing if he's gonna remember it.
Well, I'm turning 40 next August, so you guys make me feel old.
Hey, I
Dude,
just
hold
remember
up.
Big dog.
Now, I ain't joking with you, dude. I thought you were still in your 20s. Like
I did too.
I'm not
joking.
joking. No, I'm not joking. Like wow.
Well, thanks, but yeah, I'm
No,
old,
but
man.
I-
I'm old.
So you're speaking of movies, Corey. Give us a top 5 movies.
Oh,
Like Christmas or just?
anything.
Oh my goodness, that's tough, man.
Yeah,
Put me on the spot. I mean,
it's tough.
I love movies. I don't know if you follow me on Twitter or not, but I do. I do a comedy movie month in April. I do a sports movie month in July. I do a horror movie month in October, and I'm currently doing a Christmas movie month this month. So, watch a ton of movies. Man, Dumb and Dumber.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally redeemed yourself.
That's right. Man, that's tough. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacations up there.
That's a great movie.
Corey, let's go. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I love comedy, so most of these will probably be comedies. Probably Anchorman, possibly might be in there. Yeah.
love that movie.
I probably got to do some semi-serious. Well, not serious, but I liked Dark Knight. No, Dark Knight Rises. Dark Knight Rises
With Bane.
Bane. Yeah.
Where is she?
Yeah, it's a good one.
I was born in the
Um,
dark.
That's right. That's right. You'll have great voices for that. I'm trying to think. I want to give a serious one. Kind of serious. Maybe Good Will Hunting. That's kind of sort of serious, sort of.
Yeah.
And then maybe a sports one. I'll go Kingpin. That's kind of a sports comedy. Kingpin.
See, if I was going top 5, right off the rip, you got my favorite movie of all time, Dumb and Dumber,
Uh,
Waterboy.
Classic. Okay.
I love The Godfather.
Oh well, yeah. It's pretty hard to top that one. Yeah.
The Godfather. It's 3 hours long, 3.5 hours long, but it's so good. Like, I love movies that actually, like, they don't leave, like, plot holes in them, and, like, they actually explain everything. I mean, I know those movies are longer, but love that movie. The Batman. I love that movie, too. I know
The one from the 80s, or the one that just came out.
Pattinson. I know you're
Oh, okay.
don't hate on it. I know a lot of people do, but I love how, like,
It's all right. It's all right.
see, I thought for what it is, like, because it's not meant to be like the Batman, like, like with the gadgets yet. Because I mean, he's not there yet. He's young Batman.
Yep.
And so I like that part of it. And then they're getting deep into the story with all the, like, the side shows and future movies, and how realistic it kind of is. Like, there's no like you could see that actually happen. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna say you could see that actually happening, but it's more like realistic, if that makes sense.
Oh, I forgot. Halloween with Michael Myers. I can't believe I
Oh,
left.
I love those. Love those.
That's in my top 5. So I'll take out Kingpin and put in that.
So you want to hear some, like, embarrassing mention? I've never watched any of the Halloweens. None of the.
That's sad. You're a
I've
sad,
never
sad
watched,
man.
like.
I'm mad at you now. I'm so mad
Never
at you right
watched
now.
No, I watched any
So
of
mad
the
at you.
Friday the 13th or whatever
Oh
it is
my
with
God.
Jason.
Are you just not a big fan of horror? Or?
I've just never watched them, if that makes sense. Like, I just never have.
It makes zero sense at all, actually.
But okay,
I agree.
I would
I
be-
agree.
I love thrillers, and I just don't know why I haven't watched any of them. It just never happened. If that makes sense. I know you're gonna say it doesn't make any sense, but
I suggest you should start watching those.
okay.
classics.
Next October, I'll be waiting for your tweets on it, and I'll watch every one of the movies you tweet.
I mean, you don't have to watch them.
Yeah,
in October.
I was about to say, you watch them anytime.
No, but it
You
feels
watch them
more right.
tonight. Oh,
What's Christmas?
I guess
can't.
That's true. I guess mixing Santa and slashers is probably the best thing.
See, like right now, I love Christmas. Christmas. Okay, I'll be honest. My seasons are weird. Like, I know how you have your normal seasons, how there's like certain days, but mine are by certain events that happen. Okay, so Christmas is from either my birthday or Thanksgiving, whichever comes first, till about January 15th. That's
It's a
Christmas
long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, it becomes basketball season. So
Okay.
spring is basketball season, and then that ends NBA
So
finals.
you're saying the Duke game didn't matter to you because it's not basketball
No,
season to you?
no, it matters. It matters, but in
Okay.
my head, basketball season, because like football's still going on, so right around the time, that's when football season usually fades out because the Browns always suck, and then that's usually the last week of the season.
Yeah.
So,
That's fair.
and so after that, full time basketball up till June, whatever the NBA finals hit, and then after that, for about the middle of June to the end of July, that's summertime, and then
Right.
August to whenever football season, I called that the dead period. Because
Not a big baseball guy.
I love baseball, but it's just not as good as football. I love
Yeah,
football.
He
It's
switched
not.
teams. What's
I
your
just-
team, Corey? MLB.
Braves. Braves.
Okay.
My friend
See,
would
I-
hate you. I have a friend that's a Mets fan. He is so
Well, he just-
excited right now. It's not even funny.
Oh yeah, they just got Juan Soto.
That contract is insane.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I'm raising my kid to be a baseball player.
And see, I'm a Guardians fan, and we just traded Jimenez away to the freaking Blue Jays. So stupid.
Which they're trying to
But,
unload a bunch of players.
Yeah.
It's
But
kind of shocking.
I don't
after
wanna-
that.
I'm gonna switch the subject. So Saturday we play Louisville. I know you guys are not from Louisville, so how big is that game to you all? That you're not from Louisville. Is it still pretty big?
Yeah,
hmm
it's pretty
Yeah.
big. I
good.
think where we're from, the Tennessee rivalry is just a bit bigger, just because we're right on the state line.
And we get annoyed by people like that all the time. That's annoying. But
Yeah,
uh,
and then there's a lot of
See that-
Kentucky basketball fans and a lot of Tennessee football fans, and it's the same person.
I think
you can't,
I-
you can't do that.
I think having like, especially for me, having grandparents and my parents and like family, like my uncles and aunts and everything, every one of them are huge UK fans. So growing up in that, like, I think the year that we beat Louisville, when C.B. Johnson caught that touchdown to basically win the game, I have in my old room in this house, I have a hole still in the ceiling where my dad had got so excited he jumped and put a hole with his head. He had jumped so high he got so excited, and I've never seen my dad that excited. That was the one time I'd seen my dad excited like that.
That's
But
funny.
no, but
Don't be
the Louisville game for me is really big, and then like family, just because family wise. But I think the Tennessee for me is a little bit bigger. I know for you, the Louisville game's huge.
Oh, it's
but
big. Yeah, it's big.
I feel like the Tennessee game is like that for me. Like the Louisville game is for you.
So, what would you, outside of the normal like SEC rivalries, what do you think is the biggest rivalry outside of the SEC and Louisville?
Basketball.
Yeah, and football. We'll go one each.
Well, they don't really. I mean, they don't really play a team that consistently that's not in the SEC or Louisville football. So it's a pretty hard question. I mean, they play Indiana for a long time, but that series ended in 2005. So
Is that series
Football
coming
is-
back next year?
in football,
Basketball, Indiana.
maybe
Is it next year? Is it next year or the year after or the year next?
it
I
might be
think
20. It might be 26. I'm not sure.
Okay.
So football, I mean, it just doesn't exist because the opponents are different each year. Besides Louisville and the SEC.
Well, I saw where they were trying to work out a deal between the Big Ten and the SEC where
Right.
they would play like one game a year, like each team would play one game a year. And like you said, the Indiana, I was going to bring that up, have that rivalry come back. I think that'd be sick.
Yeah. I was at the last game of the rivalry in 05 in Bloomington. We lost by 24 points. So it's left a sour taste in my mouth. So I'm hoping we play them again.
Get that get back.
Yep. Basketball, I mean, Duke, UNC, and Kansas, probably the top three, I'd say. I wish we would play Duke at Duke or Rob, either one.
Oh,
But
that'd be crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd go to Duke and watch that game. To be honest with
Oh,
you,
yeah,
I've always
yeah.
liked to go to. I'd always like to go to Duke, Kansas, North Carolina, UConn, all them places. I'd really like to go to that, but I've never even been to KFCM Center. No, well, is it KFCM Center still, or is it? Did they change
Yeah.
it?
no,
It
it's
is,
still that.
So, okay, I've always heard this like rumor about that arena. Was it originally built for the expansion NBA team?
No, it was built for Louisville, the Cardinals.
Okay. So some like I've always heard this like rumor that it was originally built for the Supersonics were supposed to go to Louisville instead of Oklahoma,
Hmm.
and like last second they switched it and went to Oklahoma City instead of Louisville. Don't know how true that is.
I know. I think when the Grizzlies moved to Memphis, that's probably the closest we ever got to having a pro team. Um,
Hmm.
I don't know how close Seattle came to being here. I'm not sure, but it's definitely made for. I mean, I can't stand Louisville, but that arena is pretty nice. I've been fortunate. I've been to, I think, every one of the UK Louisville games there since it opened. I think I may have missed one, maybe, but I think I've been to all of them. So I've been very, very fortunate.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And go ahead, Cody.
Oh no, I was agreeing. I was just shaking
Oh,
my head. Yeah.
gotcha. Um, but Corey, we appreciate you hopping on. It's been
Yeah,
an extreme
dude.
honor to have you on here. We truly appreciate it. And
Yeah.
go
It's a
ahead,
blast.
go ahead and shout out all your socials and try to get some numbers up. Even though we probably only had like 3 people watch. Um,
Yeah.
Corey, let's hear them socials.
Well, it's actually on my little name tag
Yeah.
thing
Oh
there.
yeah,
Corey P08. That's my Twitter handle. It's where I post most of my stuff, stats after games and whatnot. So uh, pictures of people for the birthdays, that kind of stuff. The movies I watch for my movie months put on Twitter. Just all that kind of random nonsense. That's what I do.
yeah. So go give Corey a follow.
Yes.
Corey, again, thank you so much. We truly appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, man.
This is fun.
And as always, go Cats.
Oh.